Well, let's move on to our main topic, and we're going to kind
Hmm.
of stick with the database stuff going on. But we want to touch on a lot of the Google Next announcements,
Yeah,
specifically the Agentic Data Cloud. Sounds like a very
right.
romantic place to be. I'd love to be in the Agentic
It does.
Data Cloud.
And my question obviously to them is, well, what are you going to name it when Agentic falls out of favor next year? I'm sure it'll be something interesting.
The
No,
non-agentic data cloud.
the post-Agentic.
The deterministic agentic cloud.
You say that and jokingly, and that could happen because that
I
is
know.
what everyone wants and what Google's pointing at with what they're doing there. They talked a lot this week about systems of intelligence, which is what everyone has built or has been striving to build for some time now, and moving that toward a system of action. And how do you do that, Mitch? Let's see. Make it more deterministic.
I think you put rules in the database and it does it itself.
Yes, a rules engine. Yep, pull out the PLC, gas up the Ford, Martha. We're
Stored procedures. How do we get rid of
yeah.
those? So
Never.
it's interesting because kind of Dynatrace made a big deal about it. We're deterministic in our
Mm.
observability. And I was like, yeah, but so is everybody else. They just don't say it yet. And now you hear this a lot more.
And you will in more and more as we go too.
Exactly. Well, one sort of, I didn't mention this ahead of time, but one big move, OpenAI released their next codex. And in the next codex, from what I understand, I haven't worked with it yet, but it sort of the policy is let it run free and use your computer, not the model for everything. So let it do work locally, and don't try to make everything a model call to agentically figure out what to do. Is like, here, if you know how to commit something to Git, just commit it to Git. Don't use the model to formulate some command line thing to do it. And didn't you kind of know what you did last time? That's my simplistic example. I'm sure it's
No,
more
but it's a
complicated than
perfect
that.
example. That's what, you and I have talked about this. I think we both feel that really all you need, remember the attention is all you need. I think it's bash is all you need, truthfully, to get any work done.
Absolutely. That is the most popular command in Cloud Code or anything
Or good
else.
C, free shell, take your
Yeah,
pick, new shell,
exactly.
whatever you like.
Live in the shell. So say some more about the Agentic Data Cloud, because I didn't look into that one as closely as the other announcements from
Yeah,
Google.
it's a lot more than just a rebranded. If you look at the slides, and I published a report with a couple colleagues earlier in the week, but I have another one coming out specific to the data cloud today. And if you look at the press materials from Google, and they get up on stage and they have these huge architecture slides that show a bunch of boxes, and in the boxes they have like little new circles next to the things that they've just created and just announced. And I will tell you, I have not seen this many blue circles saying new in my life. It is very interesting to see just how much energy Google is putting into creating this system of action, which is not just the agentic data cloud, but also extends up the stack to their agentic. Well, it's all sits under. Sorry, it all sits under the Google Gemini Enterprise banner.
That's become me.
And it is, yes, bye bye Vertex. We will miss you. Um, but